So you've got your new Hornby TT, but you're not sure about these couplings. Well, I've got a couple of ideas that might just suit you. Hello everybody, my name's Steve, I'm the British Railroader, and welcome to my model railroad room for the next episode, I suppose, in my TT journey. Now, I've done two episodes about my Hornby TT Class 66. The first one was an unboxing, the second one focused on how I fitted DCC and sound to it. Now, what I wanted to look at this time round was the couplings. Now, the couplings that the Hornby models come with as standard, and which are fairly standard across a lot of the industry, are quite large and unwieldy looking. They work wonderfully, and I think I showed you in one of my early videos how closely coupled you can get with these models. But looks wise, they just don't look very good. Now, obviously, it's difficult to get a coupler that works well with everything. There are so many variations of coupler that around the world that unless you're an American modeler or you model a country where they use those type of knuckle couplers, if you're somewhere like Britain, quite frankly, and I hate to say this, you're screwed because we use screw links, Buckeyes, we use various different auto couplers. We use 3 links, instanters. There is no standard in the real railway. And in our model railways, we've always gone for the tension lock couplers in OO and obviously the old Rapido couplers in N. But of course, we do have other options which may not look right for all of our models, but you can add KD couplers, which I like to do. So I've got a couple of options to look at that will just simply plug in to the NEM coupler pockets that are already on Hornby's and other people's TT scale models. Let's go down onto the workbench and we'll have a little look. So here we are down on the workbench. I've got my TT models here and I've got some couplings. Now, the TT scale models come with a standard type of coupling, which, as I said, has been around for a very, very long time. It's used by TT companies across Europe, and it's been adopted by Hornby, mainly because of the TT ranges they have. I believe it's with Arnold as part of their Hornby International range. And what Hornby have done is they have mounted them in NEM coupler pockets. These are the same size NEM coupler pockets as are used in N-gauge, which is very, very handy for us because it means that we can use N-gauge products on TT scale. And to be fair, TT scale isn't a huge amount bigger than N scale. So what I've got here is I have got some magnetic couplings by Dapol and some magnetic couplings by GR Services. Now, they're different. When Dapol say these are magnetic, these are, and I will just zoom in a little bit for you. As you can see, these are basically knuckle couplers of the KD type variety. So by magnetic, they're talking about magnetic uncoupling. And they work in a similar way. You can buy magnets to put between your tracks, and they couple in the same way. Whereas these ones from GR Services, or GLR Services, sorry, didn't see the L in there. These are actual magnets, so that you can get magnetic coupling between the loco and the coaches. Now, these are £12 for 10 pairs, which is actually quite good value. All of these couplings I bought from one of my local model railway shops, John Duckfield's Model Railways, which is run by my friend Ken. I will put their website address below. These, you have to have all of your locos and coaching stock oriented the correct way, otherwise they won't couple. So if I just open these up and show you, as you can see, one's painted red and one isn't, and that means that they are, you know, you can't have a red to red and a silver to silver, which is a little bit of a pain, but they do ones that are not directional for the same price. I just didn't realize that they did those as well. So I've tried using these, and as I said, they plug in fine. I think so. These ones are the medium length ones. I think the medium length ones are a little bit too long because I didn't get the close coupling that I wanted. So I think shorter length ones would work. These would be perfect if you are having a fixed formation of coaches or something that you don't need to couple and uncouple all of the time, but want the ability to be able to take them apart when needed. So I'm not going to demonstrate these ones. They're fairly self-explanatory. They are nice. The magnets are nice and strong. I think that I have got a use for them. However, I think very much that it would be a matter of, rather than getting the standard couplers, getting what they call the omni couplers, which they've described here as being not pole dependent. And I would probably get some of those and use them if I've got a rake of coaches or a fixed rake of wagons of some kind. Okay, so let's move over to Dapples. As you can see, these are sealed in their box. So the other ones I've had for a couple of weeks, and I've already tried those. These I haven't tried yet. Now, when we were talking about price earlier, these are quite expensive. So one pair costs about £7, which is quite an investment. You can get packs of, I think it's 4 pairs, or is it? I think so. Yeah, I think it's 4 pairs. That's 8 couplings, which is in the region of about £25. So it does work out cheaper to buy in bulk. But what I didn't want to do was buy a load and then realize that I got the wrong length. So here I've got medium shank and here I've got short shank. I don't think I need the long shank for these. So what I'm going to do is put the short ones to one side. I'm just going to open up this medium set. There we go. There's good old Dapple. They've put a spare knuckle spring in there. These are very, very, very like, from what I can see, very like KD couplers. I think more like KD couplers than micro trains. So if I bring this up close and I'm going to focus, so you can see there is a knuckle spring and a pin and the knuckle, just like a KD coupler. I'm going to move this out now because it's just not doing what I wanted to do. So we've got 2 of those. If I just tip this up, as I showed you, there is a NEM pocket in here. So literally that comes out, and this should, by rights, just I can line it up. Always the way, bear with. There we go. Coupler fitted. It's that easy. I'm going to put this on the track. I'm not going to do the other one just yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Pullman car. I'm going to take out one of its couplers, which noticed with the Pullman cars is a little bit more difficult. Anyway, I need a pair of tweezers. There we go. The actual hole pocket has a tendency to come out on this one, but that's just the way it is. Right, pocket's back in. Coupler, new coupler into the pocket. That was easy. Onto the tracks. Okay, sorry about that. It's taken a few minutes. I seem to just have, there seems to be just a height discrepancy. It might just be this coupler at this end. But as you can see, and I'll just zoom in on this, the engine, a loco, and the coach couple up quite closely. Uncoupling wise, I'm just going to use something that I would potentially use. Not easy to uncouple, not like KD's where you can put a toothpick in or something. I think part of this might just be this particular coupler. Okay, we're starting again. Something that I've noticed with these couplers, they couple nicely, they stay together nicely. I think they are specifically designed for magnetic uncoupling as opposed to manual uncoupling. Now, I'm very used to, as you know, I'm very used to KD couplers, also Microtrains couplers, where you can do both. Whereas these, I'm just going to try again. Yeah, they don't seem to want to come apart. Yeah, these don't seem to want to come apart in the same way as the magnetic couplers I'm used to. However, I'm saying that, and even when I take them off of here, it's a bit fiddly. I do think that looks a lot better than that. Don't know if you agree. It's getting a bit closer. You know, when we look at this, you've got that, or you've got that. I think I'm going to persevere with these. What I am going to do on the loco is I'm going to put the shorter ones on rather than the longer ones. I think it will just give, in fact, let me just fit those and then we can have a look and see how they look, you know, whether you get a huge amount closer coupling. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, the short ones are actually too short for it to even couple. If I turn this around, because I've kept the medium length coupling on the other end, that will couple, and that couples very, very closely. So what I might do is, just zoom out a little bit, is I might have the shorter couplers for the time being on the loco and the medium couplers on the rolling stock. But I also think that going forward, I'll probably use the medium ones. They are just, you know, they're a little bit longer. And in fact, when I put them up next to Hornby's own, they kind of about the same length. So I think that the medium ones are the way to go. Yes, I think they're going to be fiddly, especially if I want to try and do any kind of manual uncoupling. But that's something, again, that I'm going to look at and work at, and also see if there are any other uncoupling options. I don't tend to like magnets in the middle of my tracks, but okay, I think I've made my decision that, you know, the Hornby ones, they're okay, they do the job, they just don't look very nice. The Dapol ones, the short ones are just too short. For TT, I think the medium ones are the way to go. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope that you found it as useful as I did. Obviously, you know, what couplers you use is very much up to you. I like to do things my way, as Frank Sinatra used to say. You know, I think that it's a matter of trial and error. Yes, there is a cost involved if you change over the couplings. And I think for me, what's a good start is the fact that if I do this now, while I've only got 1 or 2 pieces of rolling stock, I'm not going to have a huge outlay at some point where I'm going to try and convert everything all at the same time. So, you know, it's something that can be done gradually. But as I said, that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. YouTube's algorithm likes it. The more thumbs ups that I get. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It is totally free. And again, it helps the channel by getting it out there. When you do subscribe, and I think you should do, the little bell will come up. And when it does, click on it, press all, and you will be notified about all of my videos when they come out. If you have any comments or questions, you can either post them below in the comment section, or if you like, you can email me directly on this email address that's coming along just here. But that's it for me. My name's Steve. I'm the British Railroader. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from my model railroad room. Bye-bye.